Good morning.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Good morning, everyone. A very warm welcome to fellow Toastmasters and guests. I am Yogita Upadhyay, your Sergeant at Arms for today's meeting. I am sure you are as excited as I am. The meeting will be blocked for 2 hours, also urging you to stay for the entire duration to get the maximum benefit out of it. Before we start the meeting, there are a few points that I would like to address. Your video should be on and your audio should be off. Audio should be on only when you're called to speak or need to speak. Regarding the topics of sex, religion, and politics, even though Toastmasters International does not put any restrictions on speaking on these topics, we at the Gabbys Toastmaster Club request all the speakers, role takers, and guests to be mindful and responsible and abstain from speaking or expressing any opinions on these sensitive topics. As a club, we are committed to practicing diversity and inclusion in both letter and spirit, and we ensure that there are no sexist, racist, or any such undertones that create hostility or any sort of discomfort for the members or guests. Also, this is a hybrid meeting, so I would urge everybody to be very, very attentive and keep your attention both online and offline. Now, I would like to call upon the presiding officer for today's meeting. The presiding officer for today's meeting is Toastmaster Mukund Joshi. He is a finance professional working for Capgemini as a director, and he is currently the Vice President Education of the Gabbys Toastmasters Club. He loves reading, public speaking, and currently he's also learning Go. Toastmaster Mukund, the stage is all yours. Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Yes, you're audible.
Am I audible?
Yes, you're audible.
All right. Okay. Thank you very much, Sergeant at Arms, for that wonderful introduction. Good morning, everybody. To start with, I declare meeting number 201 open. Okay. And let me first do the ritual that a presiding officer should do, which is basically I am filling in for President of the club, DTM Nancy Goyal. And let me first start off with introducing the guests, if there are any. Are there any guests in the room? Let's start with the offline and then we'll come online. Are there any guests, please? No?
Nobody in online. Could you confirm, Puneet?
Yeah, no guess here.
Okay.
All right. Okay, cool. So let's start off with today's meeting. I think we have a very interesting theme today. I wish I were, or I think it was just that I wish. So, friends, my take on this topic is that we can wish for so many things in life. We want to be a DTM. We want to scale up the ladder in our in the corporate setup. We want to be this. We want to be that. Now, whenever we say we want to be that, we aspire to do something. We are also saying that we don't have that thing. If I say that I want to be rich, I want to have $10 million, it also means that I don't have the $10 million. I'm also poor, right? And that thought starts creating some kind of a negativity in ourselves. Oh, I don't have this. There is some lacuna in me. That is the reason why I want to get that. And once you start wishing that, once that negativity starts off, that's when it has been proved that it affects your mental health. There is going to be a rat race for getting that particular thing, right? So, yes, you can wish for whatever you want, but if you really don't care so much to achieve that, I'm not saying don't work towards that. I'm saying don't care so much. Don't take it to your heart to be something, to get $1 million or to become a DTM or to become something, right? Don't care so much for that, but go around doing it. just would like to mention one more thing. There is something called a backwards law. It says that the less you care for something, the more is the probability of you getting it. You want to clear your chartered accountancy in the first attempt. But if you care less for getting that in the first attempt, there are more chances of you getting that in the first attempt. The reason for that, as what has been told, is that it creates a lot of mental bandwidth in you to focus on what you want to do, rather than simply aspiring and creating negativity in yourself. Okay, I will stop blabbering now. And that's my take on today's theme. With that, I would now like to hand over to today's TMOD. Today's TMOD is a very interesting person. I can tell you that we are fortunate enough to have him in the Gabbys. He is someone from where the dacoits ruled India for ages, the Chambal Valley, if I remember correctly what he spoke in his icebreaker speech. And he is there today. I have seen a couple of his speeches. I think a very interesting person. He speaks from his heart. He doesn't care what others think, but he goes on and delivers his speech like the way he wants to. That is a quality which I really appreciate in him, and I wish to inculcate that in my own self. Ladies and gentlemen, please put your hands together to today's Toastmaster of the day, Kamal Jain.
Thank you, Mukund, for set a right agenda about the theme. Okay, so good morning, Toastmaster and guests. Morning. A British author said, "You are never too old to set a new goal or to dream a new dream. If there is a wish, there is a way. There is a will, there is a way. But sometimes we put so much hard efforts to achieve our wish, but still some wishes are incomplete wishes. A wish can be hope, is a desire, or aspirations to achieve something in a dreams, goals of fulfillment for life. I am sure some dreams could not true in all of us life. So I want to give a chance to all of you share your experience about if you have saw any wish being a child or being a teenager, but how it got changed and why. Can you share experience? Anyone interested to share experience? You have seen, you saw some wish being a child or a teenager, but now it got changed, and then how it got changed and why?
Yeah, my wishes are keep on changing. Yeah, related to during my childhood, whatever the movies that I watch. If I watch Spider-Man, I want to be a Spider-Man. If I watch Iron Man, I want to be Iron Man. Yeah, I wish I had, but those are unrealistic. Yeah, finally I landed to the way the human lives.
Okay. Thanks, Puneet. We'll come to that. There is a specific definition for that kind of wish. Anyone else?
I always wanted to be a pilot, but later on I realized I have fear of heights. So it was not an option.
Anyone from online?
Yeah, I can share my experience as well. So started long back when I started with working with Infosys. Infosys was my very first company. So it so happened that there was always this rat race of people going on site, right? So on site is like going out of country and working. So it was always this rat race that people who join Infosys, they say that, okay, you're traveling on site, and then there's nothing special that we had to do, just your day-to-day project work, right? So every time my passion was like, okay, everybody's going, let me go as well. I didn't know what I'll do going outside, but yes, I just had that wish. So it happened that I tried a lot for first 10, 15 years. I was with different companies. I always wanted to go on site, and it so happened that that wish never got fulfilled. And then one day, it so happened that when I was with some company, I was with Wipro, for example, I had 3 visas with me. And the thing is, I did not want to go. I don't know why, what happened. I was married, I had kids, but some perspective changed. And then though I had all the visas, but I did not travel. I don't know what kind of a wish it was. Was it meant to be fulfilled or not? I have no idea with respect to that. But yes, perspectives did change.
I can share mine. So we are 90s kids, so we all grown up seeing Amitabh Bachchan in policeman character or Bollywood actors. So I wanted to be a policeman when I was 5, 6, 7 year old. But somehow, as I come from Marwadi families and specifically from the area where I come from, people say it's a chartered accountant factory. So I ended up becoming a chartered accountant. Yeah. So this how I changed my wish.
Boom and Nandan for sharing your experience. Let's take another experience of all of you. Yeah, Abhishek, you want to share?
Yes, yes. So when I was in 11th, 12th, I really wanted to be music director because at that time, Himesh Reshammiya used to be very famous, right? So he had very great effect on me. So I stopped focusing on a study. So one day, one of my teacher told me that why you are not studying. Okay, you can crack IIT. But I told him that I want to be music director. I don't want to be study. I don't want to study after 12th. Okay, that's my goal. And then what happened that I got very bad result in 12th. That that has opened my eye, and then I started focusing on my study. Now I came back to becoming an engineer. Yeah.
I'm sure everyone have something in our childhood wish because wish is pertains and belongs to us from since our birth to even after death as well. Because our families after even after people death, family fulfill our last wish as a right. Right? Let's take another experience of if you want to share your happiest moment of life when your favorite wish come true. Happiest moment of your life when your favorite wish come true. Any experience?
I have one. So this is not like a very big wish and all, it's just a small wish. Oftentimes, no, when you have big wishes and they come true, you don't even realize it's come true. But there's little ones you remember. So I studied in this engineering college called MS Ramaya in Bangalore, and I always dreamt of going back to my college as an authority, some kind of authority. I was not going to become a professor. But after a few years, I went back to my college to hire engineers from my organization as one of those technical interviewers. And I hired everyone that I interviewed. They were good too. I hired everyone. So I think that was a very, very beautiful moment. Almost felt like it had come a full circle. So yes.
Thanks, Varna. I want to also share my happiest moment because I had a dream to fly and to airplane. When I start my first journey in airplane, it was a very happiest moment because even though I can afford and it is very cheap nowadays, but that dream or that wish I was carried from since so long time. So that it was a very happiest moment for me. I wish can be fulfilled or still it is a wish. Dreams come true or some wishes are still a wish. It's mere a wish. It depends on level of wish as well. Level of wish. Some of you might be aware of on this, or some of you might be hearing first time. So what are the level of wishes? Your wish will come true or not. It depends on intensity or urgency. Like that wish intensity, how much, and is it urgent or then accordingly you put efforts for that. Same for scope or impact. What is scope or impact of that wish? Whether it is a small scale or large scale impact. What implication is there, moral or ethical? It might be neutral. Positive means it is promoting the well-being or happiness for others. Negative means you have a wish to, or everyone should be fear from you or scared from you. That is a negative ethical. And psychological significance as well. Some wishes are conscious. We know what we are doing and what we want to know. We want to do. Some wishes are subconscious. We are doing, but we are not completely certain. Some certain wishes and unconscious wishes are also there, which we follow, but we don't know. These are the level of wishes we follow when we achieve the wishes. Maybe we are lagging somewhere in those levels. That's why some wishes are still wishes. It's not come true. Let's discuss kind of wishes.
It's okay.
Only just some setting we are basically.
You can.
Let's see some kind of wish we mostly or stranger like what mostly people are following. Some wishes are based on the natures, like simple wishes, like weather should be good, or we want to just tasty foods. Some wishes are deep-seated. It is a profound desire for like mostly in our career, jobs, family, love, relationship, all this fulfillment. Some wishes are fantasy only, which is unrealistic or magical. Like I want to fly, but so far it is not possible because I am not a I don't have a wings. Some wishes are intention based. What we wish for others is altruistic wish. Like we wish for others for their well-being. Like recently, Kolkata murder case happened. We want to ask justice for them, not us, right? So it is a altruistic wish, self-centered wish. It means it is a selfish wish. It might hamper to others or not harm to others, but it is for self-centered. We want some control. I want some recognition. I want some validation. These kind of wishes are self-centered wishes. Some wishes are conditional wishes. It depends on condition. If this happens, that I will do. If this is like if I win the lottery, then I will travel. Then I want to travel. If I don't have money, I don't want to travel. These are the conditional wishes. Some wishes are time frame wishes, which is a temporary, like Puneet mentioned. Whenever he watch any movie, he wants to be the same. It is the temporary. After watching the second movie, he might be wanting a different person. Like in my case as well, if I when I watch the cricket, I want to become a cricketer, but I have never put an effort for that. It's a temporary wish. Some wishes are long term, like Shubham mentioned. It was a long term. I want to become a CA, so it is my long term wish. Some wishes are origin based only because every individual have their own choice due to their surrounding, family, and society. Some wishes are group of people, like spiritual wishes are mostly group religion based. All these wishes are mostly collected by like built by the collective people. Creative wish, adventure wish. Some wishes are tense wish. Past we have a wish, now we don't have, and we don't bother as well. Present wish are different, and we will think in future in different way. So these are some wishes which everyone has to go through in their life. Let's moving to structure of meeting. For the best benefit of guests, I would like to explain the structure of meeting. We have a three session. First is prepared speech, second is table topics, and third is evaluation section. For evaluation section, I want to call out for today GE. She is not still in room.
Ashin? I don't see Ashin here.
Okay. Let's continue with theme. She is still need to be joined. She is just 1 or 2 minutes away. So, meeting structure is first we will complete the prepared speeches, then table topic. Third is evaluation part. Evaluation part will be managed by general evaluator.
Can you do the GE route? Okay. Temporary stitch comes.
Meanwhile, we can go on with the Taggle team and move forward with the meeting.
It's outside. You can.
The G is about to join us in a minute or two.
We can continue with the team.
Okay. So I have some more question for you. If you want to share your experience, if you have any wish which your family does not like, but you challenge it and you did it. Do you want to share any of this kind of experience? If family is not liking your wish, but you challenge it and you did what you want. Yeah, Meeta ma'am. Meeta ma'am?
Yes, I'm here. Happy morning to all. This is the first I had a wish when I got my 10th board results. My mama wanted to become as a doctor because my nana is a doctor, my mama is a doctor, my masi. So whole family is a doctor from my mom's family. So they all wanted me to be a doctor, and he just literally came by flight when my results came, and he came here and he just said that yes, you have to be a doctor. And I was not passionate about doctor because the dissection and all that cockroach and all, I'm not that. I said I'm a Jain, I can't do that. And killing the animals or killing the insects, that is not my part. So I just said no, I don't want to be a doctor. But he was very passionate. I said no, I have planned from the small young age to become a teacher, so I'll go for teacher. And that they did not like it, and still today also he always blames me when I go to Gujarat and I'll meet him. He says that I wanted you to be a doctor, but you did not, because I don't have daughter. You was the daughter like me, and I wanted you to take this thing for future, but you did not take. So that still that comes to his mind. And now he is also 78 years, but still he tells that word and then he starts to speak with me. So that makes me a lot of things. Thank you.
Thank you, Meeta ma'am, for sharing your experience. Anyone else?
Go ahead with that introduction.
Yeah.
Should you have Taggle introduction?
You can start with the
Okay.
Okay. So apart from Meeta ma'am, it looks like we are all good kids. We never challenge to our family. But we are a family who also want same. Okay.
We can start with the Taggle intro.
Okay. So G is supposed to come. I will start to introduce Taggle team for today. So today timer is Abhishek Kumar. One second. So today timer is Abhishek Kumar. Abhishek Kumar is a accomplished data scientist with over 7 years of professional experience, hailing from Jharkhand. He possesses a deep culture heritage and keen interest in his stock market. Abhishek is dedicated to refining his communication and leadership skills through his engagement with Toastmasters, eagerly anticipating the opportunities for growth and development for the club. Abhishek, over to you. Please explain your role as a timer.
Thank you, Toastmaster of the day. So greetings, Toastmasters and greetings, fellow Toastmasters and guests. As timer, I will time the table topic speakers, formal speeches, and the evaluation. I will also alert each speaker of the time they have left using the green, yellow, and red cards, which denotes the specific time remaining. For table topic speaker, time limit should not be more than 2 minutes. At 1 minute, I will raise green card. At 1 minute and 30 seconds, I will raise the yellow card. At 2 minutes, I will raise the red card. Those giving speeches should limit their remark to their specific speech times. For ice-breaking speeches, time limit should be 4 to 6 minutes. At 4 minutes, I will raise the green card. At 5 minutes, I will raise the yellow card. And at 6 minutes, I will raise the red card. And for other speeches, the time limits would be 5 to 7 minutes in length. So at 5 minutes, I will raise the green card. At 6 minutes, I will raise the yellow card. And at 7 minutes, I will raise the red card. The individual evaluation should be between 2 and 3 minutes. At 2 minutes, I will raise the green card. At 2 and 30 minutes, 2 minutes and 30 seconds, I will raise the yellow cards. And at 3 minutes, I will raise the red card. Thank you, Toastmaster of the day.
Thank you, Abhishek, and thank you, Kamal, for taking up for my role when I was not here. Let's go to the next role for today, the art doctor. This lady is our grammarian extraordinaire, actually, but she's playing the role of an accountant today. Toastmaster Paduka Kannan has been a Toastmaster for more than 4 years and is currently the VP membership of the Gabbys Toastmaster Club. She has a very key phrase. Does anyone know that? What does she say when she comes on call?
Good morning, Gabbys. Rise and shine.
Rise and shine, Gabbys. So rise and shine, Gabbys. Toastmaster Paduka Kannan, over to you.
Thank you very much. Apologies for not being on video right now. But yeah, rise and shine, Gabbys. So today I'm taking up one of the most scariest roles that I see, because I mean, this is something that I'm not much conscious about. When we are all using, I'm not sure whether you're doing it, but I'm not so much conscious about whenever I make this kind of a mistakes. So the purpose of the R counter is to listen and make a note of unnecessary words and sounds used by all the speakers and the role players of today's meeting. So majorly I will cover 5 different areas. The filler words, one is kind of words, which I'm already using multiple times. And number 2 is an inappropriate injections, like we tend to use the words and connect all the sentence. Well, but, so, kind of a words. And then the use of crutch words, where we basically state, which I just used it, like basically, actually, this thing, okay, right, kind of a words. And repetitive, something like this means kind of a type. And then number 5 is long, unintentional long and short pauses. So I'll present the rest of my report when called upon by the general evaluator during the general evaluation session. And thankfully today, I'm not counting the mistakes I'm doing myself as well. So yeah, with that, over to you, general evaluator.
Thank you, Toastmaster Paduka Kannan, for being so honest that you are also making those same mistakes so that everyone is mindful. The third role for today is the grammarian, that is played by Toastmaster Gaurav. Gaurav is a design engineer based in Bangalore, holds an undergraduate degree in mechanical engineering and a postgraduate degree in tool engineering. He's passionate about gaming, bike rides, and sketching, eager to enhance his public speaking and leadership abilities, and I had the chance to listen to his last speech, so I must say he's on the right path. Over to you, Toastmaster Gaurav.
Yeah, thank you, Toastmasters. So good morning, fellow Toastmasters and guests. Allow me to introduce you again to the Sherlock Holmes for today, that is the grammarian. Just like how Sherlock Holmes is, keenly observes minute details and unreveals the mysteries, I will pay close attention to all the speakers, listen carefully to their language usage. I take note of any misusages of the English language, as well as any outstanding words. I will take, Also, I will be taking note of various quotes, sayings, and thoughts. As the grammarian, it's also my duty to introduce you to the word of the day. And the word of the day for today is prudent. I repeat, prudent, which means act with or showing care and thought for the future. Let me give you an example. It would be prudent to save some money for the unexpected expenses. One more. His prudent advice helped me to avoid costly mistakes. Each speaker is encouraged to use the word of the day. I will present my report when called upon by the general evaluators. Over to you, Toastmaster of the day.
Thank you, Toastmaster Gaurav. I'll try to be as prudent as I can. And as a mark of respect, whenever someone uses the word of the day, let's show them a thumbs up on the call as well as in person so that they're encouraged to use the word of the day even more. Let's move on to the final role for today, which I'll introduce. It is Toastmaster Nandan. He'll be playing the role of the listener. I'm used to seeing him in person, so I was trying to search for where Toastmaster Nandan is in the room. Toastmaster Nandan is currently based out of Bangalore and is a software engineer by profession. He's an enthusiast who loves to travel and trek, and he also loves to listen to soft rock and old Hindi songs. Just a question, Toastmaster Nandan, what is your most favorite old Hindi song? And then you can introduce your role.
मैं जिंदगी का साथ निभाता चला गया.
Awesome. Thank you.
Thank you, General Evaluator. Good morning, fellow Toastmasters and guests. Sorry, I was not there in person. Reason being, I am down with viral fever. But yes, today I am playing the role of a listener. I know that I'll do a PhD being a listener someday. I'll be listening closely to everything being said during the meeting. And what I'll do is I will draft short questions to test our listening capabilities at the end of this meeting. Over to you, General Evaluator.
Thank you, Toastmaster Nandan, and thank you to the Taggle team for being so prudent with your rules today. I don't know if Toastmaster Kamal had the opportunity to explain what the structure of a Toastmaster meeting looks like. Did you do that? Okay. So, this first part of the meeting is over. We'll hand it over to Toastmaster Kamal to go through the prepared speeches, and then we'll come back for the table topic. And then at the end of the meeting, when the Toastmaster of the day calls me upon once again, I'll come up with my evaluations, my set of evaluators, as well as the Taggle team for their report. Thank you, and over to you, Toastmaster of the day.
Thank you, our detailed Taggle team.
You're not audible.
Am I audible?
Yes.
Yes.
Am I audible to online members?
Yes,
Yes,
Kamal.
yes.
Yes. Are we audible?
Yes, you are able. We are able to hear you.
No, I am not sure whether.
Am I audible?
Yes, yes.
Yes.
I think so. They are not able to hear us.
We are audible, but they are not to us.
Okay, I will connect to my mic.
I think speaker you need to connect.
It's okay.
You are audible.
Okay.
Are we audible?
Yeah.
Okay.
I think which we've done. We are moving to prepared speech section. We have 3 speeches today. The first speaker is Sunil Sethia. He will be evaluated by Puneet. Puneet, speaker and evaluator both are in meeting room. So Sumit is originally from Agra and currently working in Bangalore. He has a background in the fashion industry, specializing in sourcing leather products. One of his strong desires to become a public speaker and confidently address large audience. Having worked in 5 different cities across India, he is passionate about exploring new places. He also loves traveling to mountains, especially trekking. In his free time, he loves watching sports, especially lawn tennis and football. Sumit is attempting his first speech, icebreaker speech, in presentation mastery part. Project title is icebreaker speech. The purpose of project is member to introduce themselves to the club and share something about yourself. Timer, please note, speech length will be 4 to 6 minutes. And after the speech, we will give a standing ovation to icebreakers. Sumit Sethia from
Shyness to strength, from shyness to strength, Swiss savior.
Thank you for the kind introduction.
Good morning, fellow Toastmasters and distinguished Toastmasters and fellow guests. Whenever you hear about Agra, Taj Mahal immediately comes to your mind. But did you know that Agra is famous for something else as well? Any guesses?
Leather.
Petha.
Petha.
You are close. It's shoes.
Leather.
It is renowned for leather shoes, having more than 10,000 small and scale medium-sized industries dedicated to this craft. And I can say that as I was born and raised in Agra. As I grew up in a middle-class business family, surrounded by warmth and chaos of a large extended family. While I was growing up, I was an introvert. And in fact, I still am. I remember I was so shy as a child that once I was scolded by my teacher in the kindergarten, I stopped going to school for 15 days. I remember this incident from 2007. When I was in 8th grade, I hated biology. And this biology teacher quickly figured that out. She used to ask me, in every class, she used to ask me question. I stand up, but remain silent. In that year, many of must of you have you watched that movie called Tare Zameen Par? Yes. She would often joke with the classmates, saying, "You don't have to waste your parents' money on watching that movie because we have our own Tare Zameen Par in our classroom." This deepened my struggles. I was really embarrassed to hear these comments in front of the class of 57 students. One of the most significant changes came into my life when I decided to take up a 10-day Vipassana meditation course. I was practicing 9 hours of meditation daily for 10 days. For those who don't know, Vipassana is a way of self-transformation through self-observation. They teach you how to observe physical sensations going up in your body. While I was doing this practice, I became more calm, more mindful. I started responding to the situations instead of reacting impulsively. While I was continuing this practice, I noticed something interesting. Whenever I'm exposed to cold temperatures, my sinus pain gets flared up. But when I did this practice continuously for 6 months, it disappeared. Can you imagine? Coming from North India, we face extreme temperatures. And this was life-changing for me. Another important step came into my communication journey when I did a 30-day internship during my 3rd year of college. I did 30 days of internship. And at the end of it, we were asked to present what we have learned. "30 days of experience to share." When it was my turn, I froze. I barely managed 30 seconds. 30 seconds. Imagine 30 days of experience to share. And I wrapped up my presentation faster than it takes to make a cup of instant noodles. I was devastated. But that failure was also a wake-up call. From that day, I decided whatever it takes to do to improve my communication skills, I'll do it. I want to take more initiatives, more challenges, be it hard, it doesn't matter. I know the path ahead is not easy, but I'm determined to take that path. And somehow I realized this is more than just speaking. It is about changing my shyness into strength. As we move ahead in our life, we often tend to define, there is a single defining moment which shapes our lives. But the truth is, there are several moments, no matter how big or small. Let's embrace each and every moment, because each one is a chance to become what we want to be. Over to you, Toastmasters today.
Thank you, Sumit. It's a truly inspirational journey, and somewhere I feel I was also for silence, which is. Let's move to second speech.
Just a second. My battery is getting bad. I will try connecting with this.
Am I audible?
Yes.
Yes.
Can someone from online can confirm?
Yes, audible.
No, same problem.
No. Yes, it is audible. Shubham. Go ahead.
Okay. So today's second speech will be delivered by Mukund. Mukund is a finance professional working for Capgemini as a director. He is currently the Vice President Education of the Gabbys Toastmasters Club. He loves reading, public speaking, and currently he is learning gold. His evaluator, Yogita, is already in room. Mukund is attempting pathbreaker speech of persuasive influence pathways. The purpose of this speech is complete all the speeches of path and moving to next path. Timer, please note that length of speech is 10 to 12 minutes. Okay, so after speech, we need to give a standing ovation because it is a pathbreaker speech. Mukund Joshi, Wintersfield's Reflection, Mukund Joshi.
Thank you, Toastmaster of the Day, for that wonderful introduction. Ladies and gentlemen, I can't tell you how happy I am today. It's a happiness from one side. At the same time, it's a little bit embarrassing as well. And I will dwell on both the aspects. I'm happy, obviously, because I have completed a path, persuasive influence. I had a great time going through the speeches, the roles, and everything over the last, hold your breath, 5 years. For the last 5 years, I started somewhere in 2019, 2021, and today I'm giving my pathbreaker. So I am excited, I am happy that I have finally completed my path. Having said that, most of you might know that I've spent donkey's years in Toastmasters. Literally donkey's years. Okay. My experience goes back to the old syllabus of Toastmasters, where we used to call CC1, CC2, CC3. It used to go on till CC10, right? So this is by the way, I forgot to say that this is the second time I'm feeling so happy. There was a time before in my life where I felt as happy, and that was when I completed CC10. Yes, and I won't tell you how many years I took to complete CC10. That is going to be even more embarrassing. But nevertheless, the point I want to try to make is that giving speeches is one thing in Toastmasters. But what I love about Toastmasters, as I said, I've been there for donkey's years. I've been there when there was none of this online stuff were there. People used to come from far and near to a venue to give speeches. They used to catch bus. They used to come in red. There was no metro during that time, right? They used to come in their own vehicles, but they used to be there sharp 10 o'clock in my previous club, right? Just to participate in this meeting. They used to feel very happy at the end of the day. We used to see all smiling faces by the end of that meeting. Whether it is taking a role or whether it is giving a speech or anything for that matter, they used to do it very wholeheartedly and then come and come to the meetings. That's the part that I really love. And I took my own time. And this is another good part of Toastmasters. They never pressurize you to complete anything on a one part. There is no rat race here, right? You come here, you learn, you see, you absorb, you prepare yourself, go through the guidelines, and then you come and give at your own pace. It is such a lovely setup, it's such a beautiful way of improving your communication skills. So that is something I really enjoyed in my journey till now. So CC1 to CC10, I completed. In fact, I have to tell you that I gave this CC1, CC3, CC5, etc. multiple times. And the reason for that is I used to travel to different cities because of my job. I went to Ahmedabad, Gandhinagar, when I joined TCS. I became a member of Ahmedabad Toastmasters Club when I was there. I started again from CC1, CC2, right? And then in 2019, I took this great break and I went to London to do my master's in London Business School. And there was LBS Toastmasters Club. So I joined LBS Toastmasters Club. Again, I started from CC1, CC2, CC3. So I have done these speeches multiple times and I used to enjoy it thoroughly whenever I used to give these speeches. The point I'm trying to make here is that giving speeches is one thing, but taking roles and really living through those roles. I was a very shy guy. When I started off my Toastmasters journey, I was extremely shy. There have been times, I have to admit, this is a confession, there have been times I've simply walked out of the room when the table topic started. There was, in my previous club, they used to joke, whoever sits in that chair close to the door is the guy who wants to run away when table topics come. So that was a joke that was going around in my previous club, right? And as I was saying, extremely supporting environment I found, both in my previous club and here. I have to mention a few names. One, Mr. C.K. Sir, Chandil Kumar, whom we used to fondly call him. He's no longer there. Chandil Kumar, and there was Mr. Francis Gama, and then there was Mr. Pramod Shankar. And if I go back to those offline days, there was Malora Fernandez, there was Srilata Puti, and there were a host of others who literally handheld me, put up with me, and Asim Purohit, my mentor, he's another person who really helped me, handheld me. He used to take so much pains to, modify my speech and come out with an excellent speech. And hats off to that gentleman, Asim Purohit. And there were so many other people, even in Gabbys, Saurav Datta, Nancy Goyal. These are some of the people who really took me back and then, supported me in my journey. I was never a good communicator. I was extremely shy. I used to rehearse, memorize speeches in my mind and then come and give speeches. Those were the days. And they still used to put up with me. And just to reflect back, my first icebreaker, CC1, happened in the NIPM hall NIPM Hall near Commercial Street. And on that very day, there was an event. So usually the hall would be filled with some 20 people. But on that day, there were 55 people in the hall. And me, I'm giving my icebreaker. On that day, nobody knows, my knees were shaking at that time and I was actually giving the speech. Thanks to me, I had the power of memorizing a speech, word by word, letter by letter. And that way I was able to go and deliver my first icebreaker. I didn't even know. I was standing somewhere over there and just talking. That was my first experience as as an icebreaker, doing my icebreaker. But as the days progressed, I got my first taste of politics in Toastmasters when I was in London Business. There was ISC competition going on. And, the rules were not followed very strictly, to be honest. So I knew who the judges were. I knew all the judges, 7 judges that were there in the hall, in the meeting hall. And when the results were announced, I came second runner-up. There was some kind of a shock in the whole audience when they heard that I was the second runner-up. Every judge later on came and told me that we rated you first. I had literally struggled. I had spent like close to 3.5, 4 months memorizing, practicing that speech. And I thought that the speech was flawless. Okay, I went there, I delivered, I saw the reaction of the audience as well. And to be honest, they were really, there was humor, there was emotions, everything in that speech. And everyone came and said, but then I got the second runner. I was wondering what happened. Why? Why did this happen? Every judge came and told me that they have rated me first, and how could I come get a second runner-up place in the ISC speech? So that is when I realized that the president of the club, his name is Andrew Tollington, he had a different notion of what a competition speech should be. What all ingredients should go in a competition speech. And he said, my speech lacked all of those. At least I admit his honesty. Like he indirectly admitted that he influenced the results. To that extent, yes. But having said that, this happened, and that was my first taste of getting into, of tasting politics in this club, in Toastmasters. Later on, I got a little bit disillusioned, although I used to attend the meetings not so frequently. But having said that, I came back here to Bangalore and I didn't give up on Toastmasters. Right? I joined back Smedley's again. And I'm sure many of you will not like this when I say what I'm going to say. I personally think that the leadership track in the Toastmasters is all farce. I really mean it. I really mean it. There are 2 tracks, right? The communication track and the leadership track. And I think the leadership track is all just farce. I've experienced this in my previous clubs, what they need are stooges. They don't need leaders. They really don't need leaders. If someone tries to bring in their own thoughts to implement something, it is kind of put down then and there. So they have their own agenda, and they go on with that. And I've experienced this. I experienced this again once more in my Toastmasters journey. And that's another reason why now I'm totally disillusioned with the leadership track in the Toastmasters. All I want to do is to come here, enjoy the meeting, give my speeches, take roles, and then be a good communicator. That is exactly what I want to be. And these are my honest reflections of my journey till now. We didn't have this pathbreaker speech when I completed CC10. But now we have this pathbreaker speech after we complete all the speeches, and I thought this is an opportunity for me to reflect honestly about what I think about Toastmasters. In fact, there was a time when I thought I should look at some other platform to improve my communication skills. I've been driven to that an extent. When you're forced to take up some leadership role, and when you agree to take up the leadership role, you're not given that independence to perform in the way you want to perform. And that is ridiculous, right? That is not how a leadership is developed. There is one more risk in that, people who are also working in the corporate world, you have the risk of taking what you do in Toastmasters, the experience in Toastmasters, to your corporate setup. That risk is also there. That is dangerous, that is risky, because what you do in corporate is your bread and butter. You can't end up behaving like that in the corporate setup. So, having said all this, it has been a bittersweet reflection for me. The first 8 years, 9 years was something which I will cherish for the rest of my life. It was wonderful, it was excellent. Even the last 6 months, 7 months in the Gabbys is something that I'm really going to cherish. I really came here, took so many roles, and then gave at least 4 speeches. 8 months, 4 speeches is a record for me. Literally a record for me. So having said that, these are my reflections. I hope I have not offended anybody. And if I've missed out mentioning anybody's name who has really made a difference in my life, my sincere apologies. Thank you, and back to you, Krishna.
Thank you, Joshi, for sharing this long journey in Toastmasters. We all know new members and guests definitely will learn, and we got a right PP education in Gabbys, what we can understand from your speech. So today's third speaker is Aparna Raja. She is a passionate speaker, PA heart, mom at home, and entrepreneur by choice. Aparna Raja is attempting speech for his her distinguished Toastmaster project. It's a second speech, Pathway is Presentation Mastery. The Distinguished Toastmaster Award represents the highest level of education achievement in Toastmasters. The purpose of speech for the member to demonstrate skill as a leader and a public speaker. Timer, please note, the speech length is 8 to 10 minutes. Aparna Raja, and it's touchdown, Aparna Raja.
They say true wisdom lies in knowing that you know nothing. True wisdom lies in knowing that you know nothing. I don't know who said it. It could be Socrates, it could be Rumi, or for all you know, Elon Musk. But this much I know. I learned this a little late in life, and largely after I came to Toastmasters. Prior to joining Toastmasters, I've been a leader of sorts in different arenas of life. College, representative, at work, some kind of leadership role. And at home, I'm the wife, so I don't have to say anything. It's always been there. So I thought I knew all about leadership, all about it. And when it comes to communication, I was always told, oh, you have good command over the language. So I assumed I must be a good communicator. Come on, you can't challenge that, right? No. I came into Toastmasters and I realized I had a long way to go, both in terms of being a leader and a communicator. I'm going to break this down a little bit and then tell you about the project which helped me realize it to the fullest. The leadership style here at Toastmasters was very new to me. It is something called servant leadership. I come from a corporate background where this is not seen. This is not seen. All kinds of leaderships are there, but this is not seen there. And this was very new to me. And I kind of liked it too. Because there were no incentives in form of monetary things or gifts. It was just being a leader because you wanted to serve. I liked that idea. And thankfully, I had someone with me who walked the path. And that was D.Tim Soren, who also happened to be my mentor. So when I started the journey and we were setting up this club, I saw him do it. Whatever he spoke, he did that. And it was such an enlightenment of a moment for me, and I wanted to imbibe that in my style too, but in my own way. Right? So I said, okay, let me try it. I took up a lot of XCOM roles. I was the area director. It went on. And slowly, I saw the shortcomings I had as a leader. I was impatient, and I thought I knew it all, which I am a little bit even now, and I'm working on, I promise. And as a communicator, I realized as much as I can speak, I was a terrible listener. Terrible listener. I would listen just to reply. And not because I wanted to make a change. And all these things have changed over the last several years and to a large extent. And when a change like that happens, it won't remain confined to this room, this arena of Toastmasters. It permeates into every facet of your life. It's transformational, honestly. I saw changes at my workplace of how I was reciprocating to my clients, how I spoke with my subordinates, my peers, and even my superiors. I truly was becoming an egalitarian, believing in equity. But I always had this one thing. I felt I was not giving back to my club, which is the Gabbys, as much as I wanted to give back. And hence, when the DTM project came up, the idea came that we will do a 7-day table topics boot camp for all the contestants of the Gabbys table topics contest. I wanted to do it for the entire club, but that was not possible because it was just me doing the project. So we said, let's start a pilot program where we do this project just for the contestants. There were close to 24 contestants from all the 3 Gabbys clubs. And I proposed this idea on a Saturday. I think it was 23rd October, September. And on 25th, we kick-started the program. It was 7 days from September 25th to October 1st. And the contest, that is a table topics contest, was on October 2nd. So we said 7 days, let's practice. And the plan was, we'd have 2 live sessions of how to prepare content for table topics and how to perform. And for the rest of the days, I'd share 2 topics daily with everyone in the group. We had a WhatsApp group where we would share. One in the morning at around 10 and the other one at about 5. I think I did that diligently on all days. 10 and 5, the topics would go out. And the request was members would record their responses and share it to me. And those who didn't want to share it in the open would DM. And guess what? 16 of them were active throughout. 16. I didn't expect that number. It was overwhelming. It was a slow start initially, a little bit of a hesitation and so on. But once it started, and people started seeing that everyone was throwing in what they had, and it was not perfect, people got comfortable and they said, let's open up and let's try. And that was the best part about the entire program, in my opinion. However, I might make it sound like, oh wow, what a program, and then everything ended well. No, not really. It had its own set of challenges. There were 3 challenges primarily that I noticed. The first challenge was, when I gave the responses, I had to ensure they were actionable every single time. They had to be something that they could work on immediately because it was for the contest happening on October 2nd. That was a promise I had made. And to think, what could this person do immediately was a bit of a challenge because I didn't know them personally. It took me a little amount of time to understand, to gauge their style of speaking, where they came from, who they were. I tried to collect that information. And by the second day, I had a good idea. The feedbacks went out. And then many of them tried it again. So things were falling in place in that area. The second challenge was an ongoing one. With my feedback, I had to be extremely sensitive because the motivation was not supposed to go down. Otherwise, imagine they would all back out and say, I'm not contesting. Why? It's so difficult. I didn't want to do that. It's counterproductive. Right? So I had to keep in mind, it had to motivate them. But I had to be honest. Couldn't lie there and say, you are amazing, you're going to win this contest. And just like that. No, come on. Let's be honest here. It's going to take work, but how to motivate them? Constantly, I had to motivate them and give the right kind of motivation to every speaker. So what did I do? I do a lot of paperwork. I put out an Excel. I had everyone's name on it, and I started tracking these speeches. Every single response that came, I tracked it. The feedback I gave was entered there, and then I wrote my own comments. What are their strengths? What can we work on? That helped a lot. Finally, the third problem, the more operational problem. 16 members, and there were close to about 30 responses that came every day because we had 2 questions, and I had to reply to everyone. Yes, The responses were 1 to 2 minutes, but I had to hear it a few times, 2 to 3 times, every speaker's speech, and give something that was not repetitive and had a link to what I had said previously. So I would often go back to what I had told them and then come back and tell them, check the Excel form. It took me, every day I spent about 3.5 hours just on this activity, and it was worth it, and I knew what I was getting in for. So it took a lot of time and work there to get it done. Now, this was also very easy. I'm not going to take the complete credit for this, because every player here, every team member that I had, the participants, were very forthcoming with their issues, and they said, I'm finding it difficult here. What do you think we can do? And some of them wouldn't agree with what I said. We would have speeches, and that is so important to understand how we can really work on a challenge. So things started falling in place. And I'm very happy to say that we ended it on a very high note. High, because everyone was a lot more confident than what they were when they started the workshop, to where they had come by the end of the day, the end of the workshop. Now, what was the result? The goal of this program, as I had promised in my previous speech, is that you might not win a contest, probably, because there is just one spot to win in every contest, the first spot, and then 2 other podium finishes. But what I can assure you is that you would be a much better elevated speaker who can hold your own on the stage. But something else happened. I didn't expect this. I honestly didn't expect. What had happened was a fusion started, fusion process. You understand a fusion, right? It starts and then nothing can stop it. It goes on, a domino effect sets in. That had started because every speaker who was committed started finding their own style. Someone actually figured out that she's very good humorously. Toastmaster Megha. What a humor she had! And towards the end, her humor started shining. And then that is something I've been telling you, you've got to work on it. And she will, I'm sure. And there was another gentleman who was extremely passionate about his speeches. He is so passionate that you can see him speaking in the laptop. You can actually see him coming out of it. That level of passion. And that's hard to maintain. He has it every single time. So he realized how to translate that, how to use it effectively. So on, there were these outcomes that truly helped us. That is, finding what is your style for the long journey, for the long haul of your speech journey. And I think that was the biggest win. And of course, there was the other thing, that we had 3 members from that meeting who actually had podium finishes on the day of the contest, 1 more contest to go, and I think we did a fairly good job. But the takeaway for me was serving them. I ended up learning more. I've become a lot better leader because I know how to serve a little better than before, and a much more empathetic listener I am today. Nothing could have helped me end this DTM journey in a better way. I think this was a project that really gave me the biggest credit. The work that I did was the biggest credit. Thank you. With that, back to you, Toastmasters.
Fine footage of Aparna Raja's bootcamp, and your efforts and hard work truly appreciated, because I was part of that bootcamp. Okay, so we are done with our first section. Do we need break? Because we are already break. Okay, so come to the back to the theme. If any one of you want to share your wish, incomplete wish, do you have for your family, for yourself, for your country? If you still have any incomplete wish. Do you want to share any incomplete wish which you have for yourself, family, or country?
So, some years back when I was a child, we used to have this pup in our house. There was a dog. And I don't know how, but when that dog died, he passed away, I became very fearful of dogs. So now if I see a dog or a cat on the street, I'll run like 10 meters in the other direction. So everyone complains that, I'm an animal-hating person and I don't love animals, but my incomplete wish is that I wish to keep 2 golden retrievers in my house in the future. And I want to become a very loving pet parent to them.
Oh, nice.
Earlier we discussed a wish which family does not agree but you challenge. Any wish which family is not agree but you can't challenge or you could not challenge. Anyone want to share his experience?
Light note. My parents said I have to have an arranged marriage, and I rebelled. I ended up having an arranged marriage at the end of the day. Couldn't do the job on my own.
It's most of the cases in India, I think, what I feel. Okay, so we can discuss what are the common causes of incomplete wish. Why wish is not going to incomplete. What I found is one fear of failure. It might be one of the reasons, but we fear to be failed. Lack of clarity, like Puneet mentioned in his speech, he's changing his wishes temporarily. We are not clear what we want actually. Some wishes are incomplete because we don't have a clarity. Some external obstacles as well, which is beyond our control. Some internal barriers might be there for to incomplete a wish, which is self-doubt, inconsistency of thoughts, frequently changing the thoughts, and procrastination. So moving to next section of meeting, which is table topics. So for table topics, we have a Toastmaster Shubham Somani to facilitate this second session. Originating from the colorful state of Rajasthan, Shubham Somani is a chartered accountant with over 5 years of experience. Currently working with Daimler Truck Group, his career has taken him from Rajasthan to Mumbai and now in Bangalore, where he resides in Kasturi Nagar with his wife. Outside of work, Shubham is passionate about traveling to new places, exploring diverse cuisines. He also enjoys playing badminton and he is a devoted Bollywood fan. Over to you, Shubham Suman. Toastmaster Shubham Suman.
Thank you, Toastmaster of the day, Kamal.
It's because of our speaker.
Yeah.
No, can you hear me?
No, we should be able to hear. Shubham, can you speak?
Yeah, can you hear me now?
Yeah.
Echo is coming. Echo.
Can you speak now?
Hello, can you hear me?
Yes, now it's okay.
Should we change it to MacBook? Like just in the chat section, let's change this to MacBook. Yeah, this one. Try this and mute this one.
Can you speak? Can you try?
Yeah, can you hear me now?
Yeah, we can.
Okay. Thank you, Toastmaster of the day, Kamal.
It's on the left side.
Good morning, fellow Toastmasters and guests. Welcome to the table topic sessions of today's meeting. Many of us consider this the most challenging and the most rewarding part of Toastmaster meeting. And rightly so, because table topic prepares you for impromptu speaking. During table topics, I'll invite a member or guest to attempt a table topic and give out the topic once the participant confirms their willingness to attempt the topic. While you are free to volunteer, we may not be able to accommodate all the volunteers. At the Gabbys, we believe in giving an opportunity to those who are more keen to participate and those who need a little nudge. I will be using my discretion as the table topic master. In case we are not able to give an opportunity to a volunteer, please don't be disheartened. There is always one more meeting and there is never a death of opportunity Toastmasters. Each speaker will get 2 minutes of time. You need to speak a minimum of 1 minute and maximum of 2 minutes 30 seconds to qualify for polling.
This meeting is being recorded.
Green card will be shown at 1 minute, yellow card at 1 minute 30 minutes, and red card at 2 minutes. And you will get additional 30-second grace time to wrap up your speech by 2:30 seconds. Okay. Anyone, can you please raise your hands who is willing to participate?
Yeah, Rishi is there. Rishi is coming.
Okay. Toastmaster Rishi, your topic for today is, if you could be invisible for a day, how would you use this power? Toastmaster Rishi, if you could be invisible for a day, how would you use this power, Toastmaster Rishi? Over to you.
All right. Thank you, Toastmaster Shivam. Interesting topic. If I'm invincible for a day, I would choose to travel to different offices and get to know what are things like, how a process is done differently. Because as we know, different offices keeps things very confidential, and I think it would bring so much more insights and thoughts that can help me in my growth in my career in the future. And if I'm invincible for a day, I would probably go to college and then try to invincibly stop what my friends are talking about, because behind every other closed doors, maybe we can get to know something that is different and get a different point of view. That is a little bit of the thoughts that I have regarding this topic. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Toastmaster Rishi. Anyone next?
Ankur is coming.
Okay. Hi, Toastmaster Ankur. So, your topic is, if you could read minds for a day, whose mind would you want to read and why? Toastmaster Ankur. If you could read minds for a day, whose mind would you want to read and why? Toastmaster Ankur.
There are many minds that would come into my mind when I heard that question. But when I thought through it, like when I went into my conscious mind to figure out the mind that I would want to read is my own. Because we think that we are aware of what we are thinking. But as they say, that conscious mind is just a very minute percentage of things that we do. It's the subconscious mind that makes us do a lot of things. And as TMOD of the day mentioned, that there are some wishes that come from conscious mind, there are some that come from subconscious, and there are some that come from unconscious mind. So I would like to explore deeper into my unconscious and my subconscious mind of things, because I think that even though I plan things in a certain way, but I end up doing them how I feel. What my subconscious mind or unconscious mind processes during the night, or when I don't have control over my mind. With that, I would give my speech a break, and I would like to say that understanding our own mind is the one power or one thing that I'd like to do if I am given the power that you mentioned, TDM. Thank you.
Thank you, Toastmaster Ankur. Yeah, you rightly said, sometimes we need time to understand even what's going in our mind, or what's our thoughts and all. So that was a really beautiful message.
We have one guest in meeting room, Vinod.
Okay.
Please.
Sure.
Yeah. Hi.
Hi, guest Vinod. Your topic for table topic is, if you could change one thing about the world, what would it be? If you could change one thing about the world, what it would be? Guess.
Why only one thing? I mean, there are a lot of things which I can change. But probably for that, I also need to become a change agent in my own life. So if I have to just look at one thing which I would look at changing in the whole world, it is about how to choreograph your thoughts and put it in a way which is selfless. And I'm picking it up from the servant leadership talk which I just heard. And probably there are a lot of thoughts which happens in our mind. And
it's very, very important to see how we can, when I say choreograph, it's a nice word, but then we blurred out certain things which we don't have towards a point of time. Sometimes we learn in Toastmasters, the pause is what differentiate a good speech from a not so good speech. The pause is something which we do to make sure that the messages sink in at the audience end. Now, if I have to really work on this pause and also this way of putting these thoughts across people's mind, one of the things which I obviously have liked in my earlier days, when I say earlier days, with a year back, is meditation. I tried, but I failed. Now, if you can at least take 10 minutes of your day in terms of sitting in a place and thinking about yourself in a selfless way, I'm sure it's going to give a lot of respite to those negative thoughts which comes to your mind. And in a way, slowly work out what could work well for you, deciding what is going to work against you. So my humble way to change the world is first change yourself, because that's important. That's what our father of the nation told us. Nothing changes unless you change yourself. So one way to look at it is change yourself, adopt that in a small way, and I'm sure it will create a ripple effect, the domino effect, as somebody said, for the world. Thank you.
Thank you, guys. It really had this. Thanks for that. Anyone in offline?
Pardon?
Anyone?
Okay. You thought he's calling me.
No, I knew yours.
Okay.
Sorry, who is?
Yeah. Give me some easy topic, otherwise I'll come in with you and take care of.
Sure.
Okay, come on.
So your topic is, if you could master one skill instantly, what would it be? If you could master one skill instantly, what would it be?
Well, nobody can master any skill instantly. But if I could master one skill over a period, and that skill would definitely be not one single skill, but the most important of that would be to control anger. Not to get excited, not to respond instantly to any unfavorable thing that happens or any unfavorable thing that people do. The root cause of all evils in the world is only one, and that is anger. Anger leads to fights, fights lead to wars, wars lead to hunger, hunger lead to famine and killings. So where it all started? Some misunderstanding and some unfavorable response, and that is the root cause of everything. If at times, at unfavorable times when someone has done something wrong to you, if you are able to control yourself, your anger, and your response, keeping quiet. Somebody was telling listening is the best skill. And better skill than that is to be silent. Remain silent, have patience, and whoever has wronged you will definitely pay for it. Karma is a truth, it will happen, and for you to see that, you have to wait, you need to have some patience instead of responding yes. So that one skill I would like to master is to control anger. Over to you, Tabata.
Sorry, TTM. What is the name of last speaker? I couldn't hear.
DTM Askandar Mirza. Askandar Mirza.
Okay. Toastmaster Meeta, would you like to take a topic?
Yes, I will. But video is not able to do. I'm joining from mobile.
Sure. Your topic is, if you could travel back in time and give your younger self one piece of advice, what would you say, Toastmaster Mita? If you could travel back in time and give your younger self one piece of advice, what would you say, Toastmaster Mita?
Wow, that's a very great topic for me. Yes, there is a lot of things we have learned in last, like when we were younger, and today, as being a elder, like grown up, I feel that when I was a young, we had learned a lot of things, like from grandparents, from my family members, because we used to have a time, no mobile, no TV, and that was the time when I was there. So we used to have a quality time with the family. We used to have family members together and used to have a lot of storytellings. That storytellings made me amazed. And that storytelling today, I just say that I had seen in my the status where our upcoming DTM Aparna Raja, she was narrating to her kids in on the day of Dasra, and that I saw, and it went back to my story young when I was. So I say that always be spend your time with quality time with your family members. Give them time. If they are older people, give them time. If they are younger people, give them time, and keep always passions, patience, and perfections, and be always discipline, determination, and dedication to your work, whatever we are doing. Like suppose we are doing any work, we have to be always and dedicated. If you are being a Toastmaster, or you be in a office, or you be in any professional, always be dedicated what you are doing. And that is only what I can give back, like when I am like today, for the young generation. So what about you, table topic master? Over to you.
Thank you, Toastmaster Mita. That is from my end. Over to you, Toastmaster of the day.
Thank you, Toastmaster Sumani, for a beautiful and amazing table topic session. You gave your topics was on based on magical wishes mostly, and we all get up all the time. Now moving to next and last session of part, which is evaluation. I will call out to general evaluator for today meeting, Arshin. Arshin, she recently joined Salesforce as a product manager. She loves to read and write poetry. What do you?
Okay, so how is the excitement level after the first two parts of the meeting?
Always high.
Doesn't look like high at all because I can't even hear one of you till here.
Hi.
Okay.
Great. Hi.
Rise and shine, Gabbys. Okay, so while delivering prepared speeches and working on our speaking skills is important, evaluations are even more important because this is where everything comes into place and we're able to understand what are the things that we should work on a little better. Let's move into the first part of the evaluations, which is the evaluations for the prepared speeches. The theme will be such, the format will be such that I'll call upon the evaluator first, and then I'll also give a bit of what I wrote about, what I observed about the speaker. So the first speaker for today was Toastmaster Sumit. Toastmaster Sumit delivered his icebreaker. His evaluator for today is Toastmaster Puneet. Puneet is a techie, a non-fiction book enthusiast, and what's written there, I'll not speak out because it has been spoken to death now that you like David Allen's book. So what I'll say is what I know about you. I think I cherish the conversations we have after the Toastmasters meeting, and you are that constant presence. You and Karthik are the people without whom Toastmaster meeting will have a lot of AV issues, a lot of logistical challenges. So over to you, Toastmaster.
With and without.
I think it is time to change my intro. Okay, Toastmaster Sumit, from your speech, what I observed was this is the speech where I resonate a maximum here. Okay, whether it can be the Vipassana experience that you had, whether it is the anecdote that you shared, the why you joined the Toastmasters, I completely resonate with your speech. The coming to the delivery part of your speech, what an energetic start. And when you started your speech, I didn't feel like, is he giving a speech at the first time? Then you the way you started, you have a strong and authentic voice, and you started with the questions. Like I know about Agra. When Agra comes to my mind, the Taj Mahal comes to my mind, but I never know it is they're also famous for the leather industry. I got to know from that. But that is a good way to catch the attention of an audience. Like throw in questions, and they should know the answer, but you should connect that to what they don't know, and you did perfectly did it well to catch the attention at the beginning. Coming to the tone, I think you have a strong tone that with the shares the emotions. For example, the story that you shared, where the teacher take an example of Tare Zaman Par, make a joke of you, and the tone was such a way that initially it wasn't the humor. Initially it wasn't humor, and immediately it converted to some the way empathy. I can see the what you felt, and I think the tone made a strong impact to generate that emotions. The one thing that I liked in another one that I liked in your speech is sharing the purpose with anecdote. And the way you mentioned, you joined the Toastmasters because there was you prepared for 30 days and you wanted to give us the presentation where you felt the problem. I think that is the best way to the share the why you are your part. And you not only stop there, you move on, saying not only improve my communication, it is more than that. Okay, I like that part. Then overall, I feel you are confident, the clear, and you use the language usage was such a way that it was easy to understand and filled with the colorful and impactful content. Coming to the recommendation in your speech, I can understand this is your first speech. Somewhere I felt you are remembering the speech, but I appreciate your the confident to move on. Okay, I'm remembering. I do it. I'm remembering. You didn't take the note or something. You go ahead with that. I appreciate that. But however, going forward, do practice more so that it will help you to remember better. And to summarize, your tone, pitch, volume are your strength, and you are a good storyteller. And all the best for the new journey that you took. And with that, I hand over the stage back to Toastmaster Action.
So, thank you, Toastmaster Puneet, for that evaluation. One thing I appreciate about the evaluation that even when you talked about the recommendations that you were giving to the speaker, you were very empathetic. You were putting yourself in his shoes and thinking how he could have not done it and how he can do it better the next time. So it's very encouraging. The person will not go home thinking, now I'll not give a speech next time because this is so hard. Toastmaster Sumit, I have a little bit of a feedback for you. I loved your stage presence. I could not imagine that this was your first time on stage. The pauses were measured. You talked to all of us in the room also as well as online, which is a major problem when we come here because it's kind of a hybrid setup. The things that you could have done a little better is a problem that I also face in my speeches. Whenever we try to connect to a room, our aura enters first and then our speech enters second. So if you could have been a little bit more softer in your features and introduced humor in a sense that could have tied you better with this room, you could have been more approachable and people could have related to you better. I understand because it is your first time, it looked like you were nervous and you were trying. And I appreciate that. It's very difficult to come on stage and speak in front of this room full of people. But if we can just make our features a little bit more softer and feel like, yeah, I want to listen to this guy. He's a very guy next door. What happens to him happens to me. So I think that can be done better the next time around. But all in all, kudos to your first step in Toastmasters. And I'm very excited to hear what you bring to the table next time. The second speech for today was delivered by Toastmaster Mukul. I'll first call upon the evaluator Toastmaster Yogita. I've never seen Yogita in person. I've always seen her on call. But she, again, is that person or that presence without whom, without Smruti, without Yogita, without a whole host of other people, the logistics will just fall. Cards will fall in the Gabbys Toastmasters. So Toastmaster Yogita, take it over and please let us know how Toastmaster Mukul did.
Thank you, General Evaluator. And now I think it's a call for me to simply be more in the offline presence. Anyway, nonetheless, Toastmaster Mukund, hearing you speak is always a delight and a learning for me. And I say it truly from the deepest core of my heart. From the moment you stepped onto the stage, Your warmth and authenticity, it captured my attention, and I'm sure many others. Congratulations on completing your pathway and sharing such a heartfelt and genuine speech today. Your journey through Toastmasters, from the early days in the CC program to the various clubs you've explored, both online, offline, it is truly inspiring. I particularly enjoyed your humor, especially the way you used donkey's ears to describe your experiences. It's a refreshing reminder that starting again and again with our speeches is part of the process, and it's something many of us who are not able to sustain too long in any club can relate to. I related in my personal life because I have restarted a lot of times in my corporate life. Your central message that this is not about a race or a journey, but it's about a journey that we can relish and cherish. It stuck a chord with me. I could relate deeply to your feelings during your icebreaker. I still relate. When I was delivering my icebreaker, I could feel the jitters when you were showcasing how you were shivering. Standing in front of 55 people is a no small feat, and kudos to you for facing that challenge and now facing this challenge. It took me back to my own icebreaker, and I am still nervous. If you can see the nervousness in my hands. Your honesty about those moments made your journey feel so memorable. I felt maybe you're talking about my journey instead. I also appreciated how you prudently discussed the challenges of politics within clubs. It happens, and not everybody has the guts to voice out. It takes real courage to bring up those topics, and your transparency created a strong connection with the audience. And it was very smart move when you mentioned that you also learned from that. Your leadership paths can also sometimes feel very, very fast. It resonated with my personal experience from this statement as well. I felt it so comforting that, okay, I have somebody in the room, in those masters, in Gabbys, who can simply just articulate with these feelings so well. In terms of feedback, if I have to give any feedback, while your speech was very rich with insights, there were moments that I felt it was a bit packed. Simplifying certain actions could help your key messages stand out more often. The content was a bit more, but then it's icebreaker, when it's pathbreaker, it has to be. Additionally, I felt it was fast. Whenever I have heard you, Mukund, I have always realized that you speak after you think about a lot. So I am not sure if you memorized it or certain sects, but I felt it was a bit fast. So if you can slow down in some areas, it would give everyone a chance to fully absorb the valuable lessons you shared, because I enjoyed, I loved it, but still I felt, okay, the conclusion was a bit fast and the message was so strong. I wanted a conclusion to be more slow. Overall, Toastmaster Mukund, your speech was a heartfelt exploration of the ups and downs in your journey. I genuinely enjoyed every moment, and I look forward to hearing from you in the future. And I would like to challenge you to choose your next pathway very, very soon and not delay it. Congratulations once again. Thank you. And over to you, General Evaluator.
Thank you, Toastmaster Yogita. A very well-rounded and action-packed evaluation. You covered almost everything that I wanted to cover, but I have a few nuggets for you, Toastmaster Mukund. I personally loved it because I'm not at all a speaker who's very chatty and it felt like I'm having a coffee table conversation with you about your Toastmaster journey, which was no different from the one we had some time back. Literally having coffee one day, and you were talking about your journey in the communication track as well as the leadership track. Just one recommendation that I have for you, although it was very relatable, sometimes the message gets lost in the translation. So at the end, while it felt like you were talking a lot about the politics of Toastmasters, I'm sure, and I could listen to you when you said that you took a lot back from your CC experience as well as your experience when Toastmaster became a very different online organization. So people here are looking forward to what they can do in their journey and their path. Why not leave them with a message that helps them to get inspired and hope for a better journey in Toastmasters? Thank you, Toastmaster Mukund, for actually finishing a path that is a resilience that will inspire everyone in this room. So the third speaker for today was Toastmaster Aparna Raja. The evaluator for Toastmaster Aparna Raja is DTM Alexander. I hope I am pronounced.
Anything, it doesn't matter. I have the same face. It doesn't change.
He has been a Toastmaster since 2007. He's a double DTM, one in Legacy, one in Pathways. Very passionate Toastmaster, 4 times Triple Crown winner, club sponsor, club coach. Oh my God. Half of all the things that you've done in Toastmasters, I want to finish all of it. He was the president of various clubs 7 times. He mentored many Toastmasters and regularly conducts education sessions on various topics at Toastmaster clubs. And he conducted 3 successive speechcraft courses. A lot to learn from you, sir. Please take over the stage.
Thank you so much. Good afternoon, fellow Toastmasters, and those who are seeing me only through camera, and especially my target speaker, Toastmaster Aparna Raja. It's an honor for me to evaluate a champion. So let me begin. She has completed 2 parts, and this is her detailed project. And it's touchdown. Yeah, for me it's touchdown. She started by telling, you know nothing. I don't know whether she was telling about herself or to all of us. Okay, fine. And she quoted Rumi and Aristotle. From Rumi and Aristotle, she also came down to Saurav, Datta, and Nancy. So she made us realize Saurav, Datta, and Nancy are no less than Rumi and Aristotle, and that's one good thing. Then she started telling us, she gave us some input on leadership and communication, and that in Toastmasters we have servant leaders. It's not the type of leaders we find in corporates or in politics. So the leadership here is something different. Okay, that's very good. Then you started telling about your project. The 7-day camp, the 7-day training in table topics, and that started on September 25th, and it continued till October 1st, and October 2nd was the table topics contest. And she trained 16 people, and she dedicated at least 3 hours every day for that. And she also told us what are the challenges and how she overcome that. She was giving 2 topics every day for people to practice and record their speeches and send it to her, and she would evaluate it. And definitely she has done a lot of groundwork for that, and a lot of efforts have gone into it. And definitely, however much people you train 16 or 160, finally it is only one man who wins. It doesn't mean that the training was lacking in everything. Now, I have everything was very well done. I have a few suggestions for you. Number 1, you are doing a DTM project. So when it comes to a project, I think a project needs a team. If you had people who helped you, you would have put some light on the people who helped you complete this project. This is one suggestion, because whatever you told is, because your efforts were so much, by the time you told about your efforts, the time was over and you're gasping for time. First thing. Second thing, I know we are in front of a camera, but yet you had the opportunity to make small movements here. I think that you missed, because that will bring variety in your speech. And everything was very well done. Only a few suggestions, whatever I told you. And you would have spoken about your teammates also. Over to you, General Well.
Thank you, distinguished Toastmaster. Again, I am out of words because I don't have anything very substantial to add after what distinguished Toastmaster mentioned about Toastmaster Aparna. Just one suggestion. I think the things that you did greatly were the fact that you hold a room with the kind of presence that you have. The aura that I was talking about, your aura precedes you when you come on the stage. You use theatrics very well. And I thought you had great voice modulations and great use of this part of your speech and a little bit of the stage as well. The things you could do a little better the next time around is try doing a little more experimentation. I think you have a lot of what it takes to do speeches that have not been tried in this forum before. Do something that amazes all of us, because you have all the takings of being a good speaker. And the second is try a bit more experimentation with humor. As I said, some people, for them, humor comes very easily, but for some people, it just has to be practiced. That includes me as well. So that concludes the first part of my evaluations. For the second part of my evaluations, I have 4 very able people who were listening to all of us when we were speaking and using the stage here. I'll now call upon my talent team and let's see what they have in their report. And then I'll come at the last part of the meeting and deliver what I liked and what other things that could have been done by the various role takers in the meeting. Let's call upon the stage the timer, Abhishek Kumar. Abhishek, are you ready with your report?
Yes. So let me share my screen. Yeah, can you see my screen?
Yes.
Yeah, so there were, so everyone were qualified except TM of Arpana.
Okay.
And evaluated TM Yogita. I will share the screenshot of the timing report in the chat.
Got it. Thank you, Toastmaster Abhishek, for that very crisp evaluation of time. Thank you for keeping the time during the meeting. We'll next call upon the stage, the virtual stage, the rise and shine of Gabbys. Toastmaster Paduka Kannan. Toastmaster Paduka, please take it over. You're on mute.
Thank you very much, General Evaluator. I hope my screen is visible.
Yes.
All right. So once again, a very good morning, good afternoon to everyone over here. So you could see the numbers already on your screen, so you can see the you can just take a note of it. However, what I wanted to state is some of the insights and inference that I would like to bring it over here. So number one, I must say definitely the R counter role is one of the most underrated roles. Generally, we used to see the numbers like this, and I also used to see in the past meetings, generally I top the chart. But what I realized right now is, taking up this role, making my mind to be subconsciously aware about the R's and M's and ands, whatever you are making, plus I am making as well. So definitely, I think if you're at all, you need to improve on this R's and Ms, you may need to take up this role. So you're attuning your brain to be aware about what the kind of mistakes that you're making when you're speaking. And number 2 is the numbers that you're seeing over here, the total numbers are basically directly proportional to the time that you spent on the stage. So it doesn't mean you spoke very less or spoke more. It depends on how fast you spoke and also the amount of time you spend on the stage, right? So number 3, I have marked yellow color with some of the members because I found they took a relatively less number of times compared to the amount of time they spent on the stage. Definitely, speaker Sumit, I must applaud you for taking up I think literally no R's and Ms, being it's an icebreaker speech. However, there was a lot of pause. Like, what is the good thing that he was doing is he took a lot of pause. He thought through when maybe he's speaking and then he spoke. So this is one. One more person I wanted to state over here is Aparna. Generally, the numbers are during her impromptu speech when the TM Modi session was on. However, during her speech, she hardly used any of the R's and Ms and stuff. And number 4, the final point is you could see the number of times the and is coming over here, right? We have this urge, I guess everybody has this urge to connect all the sentences that we speak, and relatively the easiest word is and. So you just put an and in between every sentence. So I had literally a difficult time in splitting up whether this and is at the proper place or this and it's just our urge to connect all the sentences. With that, over to you, Jennifer.
Thank you, Toastmaster. And I like your call for justice for the Taggle team because Taggle team is not given that much importance. I think you brought forth a very crucial point. The structure of the Toastmasters meeting is such that while we have evaluators in the room and we have a general evaluator and a table topic evaluator, everything that we use in our speech other than just the words and how we deliver it is also measured. So the time is measured, the ahs and ums are measured, the ands have been measured today, and the grammar will be very well taken care of. It will be paid attention to, and then the listener will come at the end and look at our listening skills. So I think the structure is such that we'll not just be left with evaluation directly for what we speak and how we speak it, but also the very technical aspects of the speech as well. So thank you, Toastmaster Paduka, for being so diligent with your report and calling for justice for the Taggle team. The third rule taker for today, the grammarian in the house, Toastmaster Gaurav, I hand it over to you to present your report.
Yeah, thank you, General Everett.
I don't know if you'll be audible.
Can you confirm if you're audible on the...
Am I audible? Can anyone from the...
You can speak.
Yes, Gaurav, you are. Yes, Gaurav, you are.
You are.
So I hope the screen is visible for you.
Yes.
Yeah, so the word of the day today was prudent. I would like to thank only the general evaluator Rashid for using the word. I had actually put up another point below, but I could never fill it. So, and next, the good usages in the meeting. They were aspire. It had come to a full circle, flared up, embrace, just to reflect back. Arena of Toastmasters, diligent. It's a touchdown. Some of the rhetorical questions that were put up were one by TM Aparna. So it was what a humor she had. Anaphora used was by TM Mukund. I'm excited, I'm happy. Epithet used was by TM Shubham. Chartered Accountant Factory. Proverbs, there were many used, but one of them were by TM Kamal. That was where there is a will, there is a way. Hyperphoras. It was by speaker 1. It was Sumit, and it was do you know what Agra is known for? It is known for shoes. And then it was by TM Aparna. Being the wife, you know who the leader is. And I strongly agree with it because you know how it is at home as well. And rule of 3 was used by TM Mukund, which was word by word, letter by letter. Next, it was by TM Aparna, which was 3 challenges primarily. She explained us what the 3 challenges she faced. And metaphor, I think we can title TM Mukund as the king of metaphors. So some of them they were used were donkey years. There is no rat race. Butter. Some of the minor recommendations I would give is the one which are here on the screen, which are why wish is not incomplete. You could have used why wish is complete. And one more is we were having a family time. It could have been we had family time. So that is from my end. Thank you.
Thank you, Toastmaster Gaurav. Again, a very diligent report presented on the screen. I think, again, the structure is such that we cover everything across the length and breadth of grammar. We have rule of 3, we have hypophora, anaphora. I've never heard these kind of grammarian reports in my past in Toastmasters. I was a part of District 98 earlier. And we used to have very simple who used good words, who used bad words, and who used the word of the day. But this is a very unique way to do it. And everyone in Gabbys who takes up this role diligently follows it through. That's appreciable to see. The last and final role for today, and it's quiz time. Let's hand it over to Toastmaster Nandan today to take it over and let us know how we listened and did we listen well.
Thank you, General Evaluator. So here I am back with the short questions. So let's go with the first question. So which college did Aparna study her engineering? Good. So how old is Mita ma'am's uncle today, by the way? So her
78 or something.
Exactly, yes. 78. So which subject did Sumit hate the most?
Biology.
I think so. TM Aparna, you said that you're not a good listener. I guess you're answering most of the questions.
Thanks to
Which
you.
yoga which yoga course did Sumit practice?
Vipassana.
Yes, correct. So which year did Toastmaster Mukund Joshi join LBS in UK?
2019. Yeah. 19.
Good. So which dog breed does Arshin wish to have someday?
Golden Retriever, two of them.
Nice. With all the questions answered, I conclude the participants are all good listeners. Thank you.
Let's have a huge round of applause for our talent team. Thank you, Toastmaster Nandan. It did not feel like you're online. It felt like you were here and taking a quiz for all of us. And I think we were all good listeners, so we fared well. Moving to my part of the evaluation for the whole meeting today, I apologize. I entered this room at 10:23, but I'm very sure the meeting started at 10 o'clock exact because I was part of the group and I was seeing what coordination was happening. And I always say that the meeting happens or starts even before 10 o'clock. So Toastmaster Mohan makes a group, then he sends a lot of directions there. He sends us a whole document where everyone's introductions are very diligently written. And that's when the planning of the meeting actually starts. So I would like to applaud the Sergeant at Arms, Toastmaster Mohan, for doing that without fail in every meeting that we come here to. As Toastmaster Aparna mentioned in her speech, that there are not any direct incentives for what we do here at Toastmasters. It's not monetary. But I think there are incentives in that we develop a very good work ethic. If we do not do it, there is no one to actually chide us that, you did this wrong. But it's us. We are going to take that work ethic back to the corporate, as Toastmaster Mukul said. Whatever we do here, we take back to corporate. So we develop a very good work ethic with that. Then the presiding officer came on board today, Toastmaster Mukund. Again, I was not able to be there in person when I heard that, but I'm sure that that would have been great. I'll move on to the Toastmaster of the day, Toastmaster Kamal. I must say it was a very novel topic. I have never heard of this topic before. I've attended a lot of meetings and I've never heard that we have talked in so much depth about wishes. And that made me actually think about what I wished for in life, which ones of them were completed and which ones are still left, and the ones that I should work harder for. So I love that you took a very novel topic. Things that you can do a little bit better the next time around is, the Toastmaster of the day is someone who everyone looks up to. It's their first introduction to the Toastmasters meeting. So when we tell speakers not to refer to their phone or not to refer to their notes when they're speaking, I will give the same advice to you. When you're taking up the Toastmaster of the day role, if it's a difficulty or if you're nervous because you might forget some parts, just keep a small note here and write 3 or 4 bullet points, which you would like to cover in the breadth of the meeting. But other than that, I think your audience engagement was also one thing that I really liked. Despite the fact that you're a new Toastmaster yourself, you were able to call on people, ask for their views, and people were answering to all your questions. So kudos for that. We did great on time. I'd like to also applaud the table topic master. Again, the theme was related to wishes and all the topics that were coming were also related to wishes. So you conduct that smoothly. But I just felt like there was a little bit of energy lacking. It might have been because you're doing unwell, or it might have been because of my bias. Whenever I see someone in person, I feel they're more there. So the next time around, just amp your energy levels up a bit because you're the table topic master. You're calling people on board. So they should be inspired and they should take a page from how you are speaking. So all in all, the meeting was great. The evaluators did a great job. Everyone was very diligent and they took their notes and they delivered it to the speakers. And one thing I like is we are not letting anyone down or offending anyone by giving the evaluation. We have become a little bit more empathetic with every meeting. And I've seen the growth of all evaluators. I'm proud to say that even when I listen to the evaluations, it's like you're hand holding a person to take the next step in their Toastmaster journey, and that's applaudable. With this, because I'm very interested in what Toastmaster Kamal has for us as part of the topic in the remaining part of the meeting, I'd like to hand it over to Toastmaster Kamal.
General Evaluator team for detailed evaluation session. We discussed about the common causes of incomplete wish.
So next, everybody can
Yeah.
Okay, so what are the psychological effects of incompleted wishes in our life? We might be unhappy and dissatisfied, anxiety and stress because of continuous dissatisfaction, resentment and bitterness because we feel because of others we have not fulfill our wish. Others are preventing me. That's why we can be a resentment and bitterness. We always be a distracted. If my unhappiness is continuous, it might be distract my focus from present. I will always be in my past because I am continuously unhappy due to my incomplete wishes. Last but not least, depression, chronic unfulfillment and contributing to the feelingness of hopelessness, depression, and sometimes at suicide as well. So how to cope up with incomplete wish? We can do 6 to 7 things to cope up with incomplete wish. First is identify, acknowledge, recognize, and accept the existence what you have. Second is explore the emotion, underlying emotion within you, and give a time to yourself. Talk to yourself. Set realistic goals. Break down your wishes into small steps, achievable goals. Develop a plan. Create a step-by-step plan for your wishes. Seek support. Whenever you feel, talk to friends, family, mentor, professional about challenges and your feelings on your incomplete wish. Practice self-compassion. Be kind to yourself and avoid self-blame. Don't feel guilt for incomplete things. And learn to let go. Accept that certain wishes may never be fulfilled. So what is the takeaway for today's meeting? It's normal to have an incomplete wish. The key is to find healthy ways to cope up with them and strive for a fulfilling life. This is all from my side. Over to you, presiding officer.
Thank you, Toastmasters of the Day, Kamal Jain. Ladies and gentlemen, let's hear a big hearing for our Toastmaster of the Day, Kamal, please.
Can you ask for the voting?
Yeah, the votes have already been launched by Puneet. Can you please cast your vote? I think the guys in the room have already done that, almost everybody. Guys online, please go ahead and cast your votes. And while the votes are being casted, I would like to take feedback from some of you guys. I can start off with the guest we have. We know this from Smedley's, a great orator. I always used to look forward for his GE sessions in Smedley's. Please come over and give your feedback.
I'm sorry. So thank you for getting me here. My wife told me about Gabbys message, so I think she clicked some link and so that shows about your marketing progress. Keep going, keep moving with that. I always believe in one thing: you can be out of Toastmasters, but you cannot take the Toastmasters out of you. And that's what happened with me. I was a Toastmaster. Last 1 year also, I was not being very active. I was looking for a club which is near to the place and also on a Saturday. Because Sundays typically I travel on business. And I use Salesforce at work. Now, this particular environment is something, of course, it has a corporate view to it. Conference. But then what stood out for me are two things. One is, I like the way the freedom, we come here for freedom, and I think there's a freedom, and I think you sort of echoed it very nicely. We take a lot of things from here to our daily life, and that one particular daily life is our Monday life. When you got to be energetic, you got to be full with passion to go and do the work. So what we see over here is a very, very transferable skill into your job, and that's something which I noticed. We have a lot of passion. Yes, some of the rules of Toastmasters are also breaking. We see people going out, and that's fine. I mean, we sort of figured out how to settle it. That's fantastic. There's the passion, the enthusiasm, online, offline, very, very difficult to manage these days, right? Even in our office, online, offline. I think this is a good testament to what is happening over here. Second is I like your brilliant speech. I mean, your speech was brilliant. I like the way you put the entire package. It was a complete package. If I have to say one thing, is a complete package. I think we always believe in people who believe in themselves, and that came out in your speech. And I really kudos to you for the speech. And thank you, sir. I know you from old time.
I know. I also know you.
I lost a lot of my hair.
No, that doesn't
I don't know
matter.
if people recognize me.
Name is there.
Yeah.
I remember you are a very good table talker.
So that was nice and nice to meet Mukund. And I saw some of those budding speakers. I mean, this is a place where the podium gets you in. You come here to have that real feel of Toastmasters. Because I always believe the stage is where you get to learn maximum. And if you know Darren LaCoy, who is one of the best speakers I have ever live in an international speech contest, he has an ouch speech. Ouch. He says stage time, stage time, stage time, stage time. And I think that's what this is for. I'm sorry for this long speech. I think it was but I really enjoyed it. And thanks for saying it. Let me see how.
Thanks, Vinod. Can I now request our other guest, DTM Alexander Mirza, to please give us your feedback on today's meeting.
You want me to come in front of camera?
Yes, please.
Thank God I'm not camera shy. Thank you so much, and thank you for inviting me here and, to be evaluator to a dignified person, a very famous person, a champion. And I enjoyed your meeting. I mean, I could see, someone who is delivering an icebreaker. What icebreaker? He broke the entire shelf of ice. Very well done. And most of the speeches were really appreciable, and the way the meeting was conducted was really, some new clubs they had to learn from you, and especially the general evaluator. And what I liked is her feedback after feedback. And that's, that's highly appreciable. Everything was good, everything organized, and I would like to bring my new members, especially here, for them to learn how to run and take successful.
We have one guest, online guest, Amit Ranjan. Amit Ranjan, can you please give us your feedback? You have to unmute yourself, and if possible, please come on the camera. You're on mute if you're speaking.
I'm commuting, he's saying. He's commuting. Might not be able to
Sorry.
Yeah.
Okay. All right, that's fine, no issues. Any other guests? Have I missed out on any other guests? No. All right, okay. Thank you very much. Now it's time to announce the results of today's poll. Drum roll. Best evaluator for today. Oh, it's a tie between Puneet and DTM Alexander Mirza. Oh, one more tie. Best auxiliary is also a tie. This is between the grammarian, Mr. Gaurav Babu, and our counter Paduka Kanu. Best role taker, no surprises for this. It's our general evaluator, Arshi. Best table topic speaker again goes to none other than DTM Alexander Mirza. We don't have best speech because there's an icebreaker and a pathbreaker. So there is no contest for best speaker. And yeah, we spoke about the best evaluator. Thank you very much. I think it was a wonderful meeting today. Again, as usual, we lived up to the reputation of Gabbys having quality meetings week on week, 3 times a week. For those of you who don't know, we know Alexander and Amit. We have 3 meetings. We have 3 clubs. So there are 3 meetings that happen every week: Tuesdays, Thursdays, and Saturdays. So Tuesdays it's 7:30 and Thursdays it's 7 o'clock.
Same place?
No, it's online. Tuesdays and Thursdays are online. Saturdays are hybrid.
Same place.
Yeah. The Saturdays is here. So that's what we have. We welcome you again to our meetings whenever you want to attend. Thank you very much. And with this, I close meeting number 201.
Thank you for all the role takers, and congratulations for our icebreaker, pathbreaker, and the DTM project. So congratulations to all of them.
Congratulations, soon to be GTM.
Yeah, sure. I want to become. So thank you for DTM Mirza sir for coming all the way. Thank you so much.
Thank you.